Hello, welcome to the Ignatian Spirituality Centre in Glasgow. We are going to introduce you to a form of Christian prayer known as imaginative contemplation. Imaginative contemplation is where we put ourselves into a story from Scripture, usually a gospel story. We imagine we're one of the characters and live that story from their point of view. We set the scene, we look around, we see, we hear, we touch, we taste, we smell, and we imagine how we might feel in the situation of that story. Now, you might have noticed that gospel stories tend to be thin on detail. They don't set the scene. It was a lovely sunny day in Galilee. The sun was glistening silver on the lake. Or it was pouring with rain when Jesus and the disciples trudged into Jericho. More importantly, the Gospels don't say much either about motivation, why people did what they did, or what the people in the various stories were thinking about. In imaginative contemplation, we're not trying to recreate history. We don't really think that the way you or I imagine a gospel story is exactly how it must have happened. But putting ourselves in the picture can give us insights into the characters, the people, to make them more human, more real. And the imaginative form of prayer is a way of God to reach me today. It's about how I would react and what is important to me. My imagination can throw light on my relationships, how I behave, what is important to me, and how I relate to others, and how I relate to God. The prayer goes through various stages. The preparation. Choose a passage. Read it once or twice and become familiar with it. Find a good place to pray and a good time for prayer. And recognize that you're in the presence of God. And ask God to guide your imagination. Our third point is to ask for what you need. What gift, what grace. We need to be aware of our own needs. When we're doing the spiritual exercises, Ignatius gives participants graces to ask for. Read the story again and note the characters in the story. Choose one of the characters for yourself. Let the story unfold naturally. Don't worry if it develops differently from what is written in the Gospels. And when the story comes to an end, talk to Jesus about what has happened, as one friend to another. And we finish the prayer with a formal prayer such as the Lord's Prayer, the Our Father. And when our prayer's finished, it's important to take note, evaluation. Move away from the prayer place, have a cup of coffee, and note down in your notebook what happened in your prayer, and perhaps what God is saying to you. We're now going to lead our group here through an imaginative contemplation of a gospel story.
Well, hello. We're going to actually do the imaginative contemplation now, to pray with it, so to have some time of prayer. And the story we're going to use is the story